Most people think attractiveness is about beauty. They think it's about perfect skin, perfect makeup, or the perfect body. But the truth is, the women we remember most are rarely the most physically perfect. They're the women who walk into a room and change the energy without saying a word. The women who make people feel safe, inspired, respected, and deeply drawn to them. Why? Because true attraction is never built on appearance alone. It's built on habits. Daily habits that shape confidence, mindset, energy, and character. And here's the powerful part. Any woman can develop these habits. In this video, we're going to explore the 7 habits that make women truly irresistible, not just on the outside, but in the way they think, speak, lead, and carry themselves. Because the most attractive women in the world don't chase attention, they attract respect. And once you understand these habits, you'll never look at beauty the same way again. Confidence without arrogance is one of the most attractive qualities a woman can develop. Real confidence is quiet. It does not need constant attention, approval, or validation from other people. A confident woman knows who she is, understands her value, and carries herself with calm certainty. She does not compete with everyone around her because she is not trying to prove that she is better than others. Instead, she focuses on becoming the best version of herself. Many people confuse confidence with loudness, pride, or dominance, but true confidence looks very different. It appears in the way a woman speaks, the way she handles pressure, and the way she respects herself without disrespecting others. She can enter a room without demanding attention and still naturally attract it because her presence feels genuine and secure. People are drawn to individuals who are comfortable in their own skin. Arrogance, on the other hand, comes from insecurity hidden behind ego. Arrogant people often seek superiority because they fear feeling small. They interrupt others, constantly talk about themselves, or try to make people feel less important. Confidence does not need to do that. A confident woman listens carefully, treats people with kindness, and remains grounded no matter how much success or beauty she has. One of the strongest signs of confidence is emotional stability. A confident woman does not collapse because of criticism, rejection, or temporary failure. She understands that not everyone will like her, and she does not waste her energy trying to please everybody. She accepts imperfections while continuing to improve herself. That balance creates inner peace, and inner peace creates a powerful kind of beauty that cannot be copied. Confidence also affects body language and communication. A confident woman maintains eye contact, speaks clearly, and expresses her thoughts without fear. She does not shrink herself to make others comfortable, but she also does not overpower people to feel important. Her energy feels balanced. She respects herself enough to set boundaries and strong enough to walk away from situations that damage her self-worth. People naturally trust and admire women who carry confidence with humility because it feels authentic. It creates a sense of safety and maturity. Instead of constantly seeking validation from the outside world, a confident woman builds her identity from within. Her self-worth is not controlled by social media attention, compliments, or public approval. She understands that real value is built through character, discipline, self-respect, and the ability to remain true to herself in every situation. Emotional self-control is one of the rare qualities that makes a woman deeply respected and genuinely attractive. In a world where many people react instantly to every emotion, situation, or opinion, the ability to stay calm and in control creates a powerful presence. A woman who can manage her emotions instead of being controlled by them appears strong, mature, and trustworthy. She understands that emotions are natural, but not every emotion deserves a reaction. Life constantly tests emotional stability. There will always be criticism, misunderstandings, disappointments, and stressful moments. Some people allow these situations to completely control their behavior. They react with anger, impulsive words, or emotional outbursts that damage relationships and personal peace. A woman with emotional self-control responds differently. She pauses before reacting. She thinks before speaking. She understands that one emotional moment can create consequences that last for years. This does not mean she suppresses her feelings or pretends to be emotionless. Emotional self-control is not about becoming cold or distant. It is about understanding emotions without letting them take control of decisions. A strong woman can feel anger, sadness, frustration, or disappointment while still maintaining dignity and composure. She knows how to communicate emotions with clarity instead of chaos. One of the clearest signs of emotional control is how a woman behaves under pressure. Anyone can appear calm when life is easy, But true character is revealed during difficult moments. A woman with emotional discipline does not panic easily. She does not allow temporary emotions to destroy long-term goals, relationships, or self-respect. She stays focused even when situations become uncomfortable. Emotional self-control also creates healthier relationships. People feel safer around someone who is emotionally balanced because they know every disagreement will not turn into drama or destruction. A woman who controls her emotions listens carefully, communicates honestly, and avoids unnecessary conflict. She does not use emotions to manipulate people or gain attention. Instead, she handles situations with maturity and patience. Social media and modern culture often encourage emotional reactions because reactions create attention. Many people post their anger, sadness, or personal problems online without thinking about the long-term impact. A woman with emotional wisdom understands the value of privacy and self-respect. She does not feel the need to prove her emotions to the world. Her strength comes from inner stability, not public validation. Emotional control also protects mental peace. Constant emotional reactions drain energy and create stress. A woman who learns to control her responses gains clarity, confidence, and inner balance. She becomes harder to manipulate because she does not let people easily control her emotions. Her calm energy stands out in a noisy world filled with impulsive behavior, emotional instability, and constant negativity. High standards and self-respect are qualities that completely change the way a woman is treated by the world. A woman who respects herself teaches others how to respect her. She understands her worth and refuses to accept behavior, environments, or relationships that damage her peace, dignity, or future. Her standards are not built on arrogance or superiority. They are built on self-awareness and the understanding that her time, energy, and emotions are valuable. Many people lower their standards because they fear loneliness, rejection, or losing attention from others. They tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, and unhealthy situations simply because they do not want to be alone. A woman with self-respect thinks differently. She knows that being alone is far better than staying in places where she is constantly disrespected, ignored, or emotionally drained. She does not beg for love, attention, or validation because she understands that real connection should never require her to sacrifice her dignity. High standards appear in every part of life. They influence the way a woman speaks, the people she allows around her, the content she consumes, and the way she spends her time. She becomes careful about protecting her energy because she knows that constant negativity and toxic environments slowly destroy confidence and peace of mind. She chooses quality over attention and peace over chaos. A woman with self-respect also understands the importance of boundaries. She is not afraid to say no when something violates her values or emotional well-being. Many people struggle with boundaries because they fear disappointing others, but strong women understand that constantly pleasing everyone eventually leads to losing yourself. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary for emotional health and personal growth. Self-respect also affects relationships. A woman with standards does not chase people who show little effort or inconsistent behavior. She pays attention to actions more than words. She values honesty, loyalty, consistency, and emotional maturity because she understands that temporary attraction means nothing without respect and character. Instead of trying to force connections, she allows relationships to develop naturally with mutual effort and understanding. One of the most attractive things about a woman with standards is the calm confidence she carries. She does not feel pressured to compete for attention or approval because her value does not depend on outside opinions. She knows that not everyone will appreciate her, and she is comfortable with that reality. This mindset protects her from manipulation and emotional dependence. High standards also create discipline. A self-respecting woman takes care of her mental, emotional, and physical well-being because she understands that self-care is not vanity. It is a reflection of self-worth. She invests in growth, knowledge, and personal development because she wants to build a meaningful life instead of chasing temporary validation or superficial attention. Positive and calm energy is one of the most powerful qualities a woman can carry. It changes the atmosphere around her without effort. People naturally feel comfortable, respected, and emotionally safe in her presence because her energy brings peace instead of stress. In a world filled with negativity, noise, and constant pressure, calm energy becomes rare and deeply attractive. It is not about pretending to be happy all the time or ignoring problems. It is about maintaining emotional balance and bringing stability into situations instead of adding chaos. A woman with positive energy does not constantly complain, criticize, or spread negativity everywhere she goes. She understands that attitude affects not only her own life, but also the emotions of the people around her. Her mindset focuses more on solutions than problems. Even during difficult moments, she tries to remain hopeful and emotionally balanced. This kind of energy inspires others because people are naturally drawn toward peace and optimism. Calm energy also reflects emotional maturity. Some people create drama in every situation because they seek attention or cannot control their emotions. A calm woman handles situations differently. She does not react impulsively to every opinion, disagreement, or stressful moment. She listens carefully, thinks clearly, and responds with patience. Her ability to stay composed under pressure makes her appear strong and emotionally intelligent. This quality becomes especially important in relationships and social situations. People feel exhausted around constant negativity, emotional instability, and unpredictable behavior. A woman with calm energy creates comfort instead of tension. She knows how to communicate respectfully without raising her voice or creating unnecessary conflict. Her presence feels peaceful because she does not carry emotional chaos into every interaction. Positive energy is also connected to gratitude and perspective. A woman who constantly focuses only on what is missing in life often becomes bitter, frustrated, and emotionally drained. A positive woman appreciates progress, values small moments, and understands that happiness is not built entirely on perfection. She still has struggles and difficult days, but she refuses to let negativity become her identity. Calmness also shows confidence. People who constantly seek attention often become loud, reactive, or emotionally unpredictable. A woman who feels secure within herself does not need to prove her importance through drama or aggression. She carries herself with quiet confidence, speaks with clarity, and remains grounded even in stressful situations. Her calm nature makes others trust her because stability creates emotional safety. In today's fast-moving world, many people are constantly distracted, anxious, and emotionally overwhelmed. A woman with peaceful energy stands out because she brings balance into conversations and relationships. She protects her mental peace by avoiding unnecessary conflict, gossip, and toxic environments. Instead of feeding negativity, she chooses growth, understanding, and emotional control. Her energy becomes memorable because genuine peace is something many people search for but rarely find. A purpose-driven mindset gives a woman direction, confidence, and a deeper sense of identity. Instead of living only for attention, approval, or temporary pleasure, she focuses on building a meaningful life. She understands that true fulfillment comes from growth, contribution, and personal purpose. This mindset makes her stand out because people are naturally attracted to individuals who have vision, discipline, and ambition. Many people move through life without clear goals or direction. They constantly seek entertainment, validation, or distractions to fill emotional emptiness. A woman with purpose thinks differently. She wakes up with intention. She invests time into her future, her passions, her knowledge, and her personal development. Her life is not completely controlled by trends, opinions, or the expectations of others. She knows what matters to her and moves toward it with focus. Purpose creates confidence because it gives life meaning beyond external beauty or social approval. A woman who is focused on growth does not become emotionally dependent on constant compliments or attention. She understands that appearance may attract people temporarily, but purpose creates long-term respect and admiration. Her identity becomes stronger because it is built on values, goals, and character instead of outside validation. A purpose-driven woman also becomes more disciplined with her time and energy. She understands that every decision shapes her future. Instead of wasting energy on unnecessary drama, toxic relationships, or constant comparison, she focuses on things that improve her life. She becomes selective about where she invests her attention because she knows that distractions can slowly destroy potential. This mindset also changes the way she handles challenges. People without purpose often give up easily because they lack direction and motivation. A woman with purpose continues moving forward even during difficult moments because she understands the bigger picture. Obstacles do not completely break her because she is connected to something greater than temporary emotions or setbacks. Her goals give her strength during stressful times. Purpose also creates independence. A woman who has dreams, ambitions, and personal goals does not expect others to complete her life. She values relationships, but she does not rely entirely on them for happiness or identity. She understands the importance of building her own future, developing her own skills, and creating her own opportunities. This independence makes her emotionally stronger and more secure. People deeply admire women who are passionate about growth and meaningful goals because ambition creates inspiration. A woman with purpose brings depth into conversations and relationships. She is constantly learning, improving, and evolving. Her mindset becomes attractive because it reflects intelligence, discipline, and inner strength. A purpose-driven woman also inspires others through her actions. She reminds people that life is bigger than appearances, trends, and temporary pleasure. Her energy reflects focus, determination, and self-belief. Instead of chasing attention, she chases growth. Instead of living only for the moment, she builds a future connected to meaning, values, and long-term vision. Strong communication skills make a woman more influential, respected, and emotionally attractive. The way a person speaks, listens, and expresses thoughts has a powerful impact on relationships, opportunities, and personal image. A woman who communicates well can create connection, trust, and understanding without forcing attention. She knows that words carry power, and she uses them with awareness and intention. Many people speak without truly listening. They interrupt, react emotionally, or focus only on proving themselves right. A woman with strong communication skills understands that real communication is not just about talking. It is also about listening carefully, understanding emotions, and responding with clarity. She pays attention to people instead of constantly trying to dominate conversations. This makes others feel valued and respected in her presence. Communication also reflects emotional intelligence. A strong woman knows how to express feelings honestly without becoming aggressive or disrespectful. She can discuss problems calmly instead of turning every disagreement into conflict. She understands that communication should solve problems, not create unnecessary drama. Her words remain controlled even during emotional situations because she values understanding more than emotional reactions. Body language is also part of communication. Eye contact, posture, tone of voice, and facial expressions all influence how people perceive confidence and sincerity. A woman with strong communication skills carries herself with calm confidence. She speaks clearly, avoids unnecessary negativity, and communicates with balance. Her presence feels genuine because her words and actions align naturally. Strong communication creates healthier relationships because misunderstandings often come from poor expression and emotional reactions. A woman who communicates effectively does not expect others to read her mind. She expresses boundaries, expectations, and emotions with maturity. She understands that silence, manipulation, or passive aggression only create confusion and emotional distance. Good communication also requires self-control. Not every thought needs to be spoken immediately. Emotionally intelligent women know when to speak, when to stay silent, and how to choose words carefully. They avoid gossip, constant complaining, and disrespectful language because they understand how negativity damages trust and reputation. In professional and social environments, communication can completely shape opportunities. A woman who speaks with confidence and clarity naturally gains more respect. People are more likely to trust someone who communicates calmly and intelligently. Her ability to express ideas clearly makes her memorable and influential in conversations. Strong communicators also create emotional comfort. People feel safe around women who listen without judgment and speak with kindness and honesty. Instead of making conversations feel stressful or competitive, they create connection and understanding. Their energy encourages openness because people know they will be heard and respected. A woman with excellent communication skills does not use words to control, insult, or seek attention. She uses communication to build trust, inspire others, and strengthen relationships. Her voice carries confidence because it comes from self-awareness, emotional balance, and the ability to understand both herself and the people around her. Consistency in personal growth is what transforms a woman from average to truly exceptional over time. Growth is not about sudden changes or temporary motivation. It is about daily improvement, small habits, and continuous effort that slowly shape personality, mindset, and character. A woman who is consistent with her personal development becomes more confident, more disciplined, and more self-aware because she is always working on herself instead of remaining stuck in the same version of her life. Many people start with motivation but fail to continue when excitement disappears. They read books, set goals, or promise change, but stop when life becomes difficult or boring. A woman with consistency understands that motivation is temporary, but discipline creates real transformation. She does not depend on feelings to improve her life. She depends on commitment. Even on days when she feels tired or unmotivated, she still takes small actions toward becoming better. Personal growth is not only about external success. It also includes emotional maturity, mental strength, communication skills, and self-awareness. A consistent woman reflects on her behavior, learns from her mistakes, and actively tries to improve how she reacts to situations. She does not expect perfection from herself, but she expects progress. This mindset keeps her evolving instead of remaining emotionally or mentally stagnant. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is identity building. When a woman consistently practices discipline, learning, and self-improvement, her identity slowly changes. She no longer just says she is confident, strong, or focused. Her actions prove it. People around her start noticing the difference because consistency creates visible transformation over time. Small daily efforts eventually lead to major personal change. Consistency also builds trust within herself. A woman who keeps promises to herself develops strong self-respect. She learns that she can rely on her own decisions and actions. This internal trust becomes the foundation of confidence. When someone knows they can stick to their goals, they naturally feel more powerful and stable in life. Growth also requires patience. Many people give up because they expect fast results. A consistent woman understands that real change takes time. She does not compare her journey with others because she knows everyone grows at a different pace. Instead of focusing on shortcuts, she focuses on steady improvement. This habit also influences every area of life, including relationships, career, and emotional health. A woman who is committed to personal growth becomes more aware of her choices. She avoids repeating the same mistakes because she learns from experience. She becomes more responsible with her time, energy, and focus because she understands their value. Consistency in personal growth creates a long-term transformation that cannot be achieved through temporary effort. It shapes character, strengthens mindset, and builds a life based on discipline, learning, and continuous improvement.